What is up, beautiful people of YouTube? My name is Yuritastic with another Tropico 5 tutorial video. Today we're going to be talking about how to increase overall happiness in Tropico 5, or how to increase life quality for your citizens in Tropico 5. And I'm going to do it a little differently today. We're using the other island, not the island that I'm doing the gameplay series. I like to use this island as an example because even as much work as I put in that one, this one is more established. How I'm going to be doing it differently is I'm going to be telling you what you need era by era in order to reach overall happiness. Let's take a look at happiness for this island. And we'll go to happiness, crime safety 91, entertainment 82, which is one of the hardest ones we'll cover. Food is 99, the highest you can get. Healthcare is 75, housing 80, job 75, liberty 67, religion is 92. So obviously we can do things on liberty and all this stuff, and I can even get my happiness higher. Let me start off with the first tip that I can possibly give you. As you can see, the first tip that I can possibly give you is you gotta kind of role play. And you gotta role play and ask yourself, what would make you happy if you lived on the island? You are El Presidente, but if you were this guy, what would make you happy in order to live on this island? Now keep in mind that happiness doesn't necessarily always tie with overall approval of your regime. Because look at this guy, his overall approval is 61, but his happiness is damn near perfect, is 95. So keep that in mind. Do not look when looking at, let's just pick somebody random here. You know, his approval is 100 of me, and his happiness is 92. So approval is different than happiness. So the first thing you need to ask yourself is, what would you do to be happy, or what would you need to be happy on an island? You obviously need, food, water, if you're religious, liberty, a whole bunch of stuff. So that's number one. And once again, I'm going era by era. So let's start off with Colonial Era and World War Era. Now before we go any further, there's a reason why I broke it down era by era, and I'll tell you what that reason is at the end of this video. But first thing we're going to focus on is the Colonial and the World War Era. So obviously we're way past the Colonial and the World War Era, but what the three things that you do need in order to set yourself up for success as far as happiness is religious needs, health needs, food needs. Those are the three things you need to focus on in the Colonial and in the World War Era. Do not focus on anything else, trust me. Don't focus on building restaurants, don't focus on entertainment and liberty and housing and job quality. All of that stuff will come later. But the things that they need the most, especially in Colonial Era, I've noticed there's going to be a lot of religious people on your island. So start building them. The Catholic missions. By then you're not going to have churches. You're going to have the Catholic mission. Build them Catholic missions. You're not going to have a big population. Maybe one, maybe two max is all you need. That takes care of the religious needs. Now as far as health, it kind of goes hand in hand with their food quality. So make sure you have a grocery store, which is once again this grocery store, one, build max, two, depending on your population. Your population by then should not be too big. So these two buildings right here are the two things that you need to focus on. Now, disclaimer, if you have money to go and venture off and maybe build up entertainment buildings like a tavern or something of that nature, do it. But for the most part, I'm talking about if you're barely scraping by, these are the two things. So now that we finished with the Colonial Era and the World War Era, now we've moved on, let's say hypothetically speaking, obviously again we're past it, now we've moved on to the Cold War Era. This is where you start need to building clinics, entertainment buildings, and liberty. The three things are entertainment, liberty, and health. These are the three things you need to focus on. Once again, do not focus on raising budget for houses or jobs just yet. Do not touch it, do not focus on that just yet. Once you get to the Cold War Era, if you followed on how to make money in Tropico 5 video and you know the steps, or you know how to make money in Tropico 5, your economy should be somewhat stable, but not yet. Okay? So right now what the people are going to start demanding from you, and what I've noticed over and over and over again, almost every island that I've built, is they're going to start demanding entertainment needs from you and the liberty needs. Also, we go back and tie it to the religious and health needs. if you have money, now you can start building churches. So replace the Catholic missions with churches. So obviously, the more you grow, the more money you have, the more you advance in time. Build those things that I'm telling you, but don't go a step ahead. You can go a step behind. So for example, in Cold War era, if you want to build churches, etc., so on and so forth, do it in addition to entertainment buildings. Entertainment buildings, I wouldn't really go too crazy in the Cold War era. I'd go with a tavern, a restaurant, a beach site. I'd start going with like national forest, national park, stuff like that, a beach site. I wouldn't go too crazy, just enough entertainment to get your citizens by. And now when it comes to liberty, what do they need? At this time, you should at least build 2 newspaper stations or 2 newspaper buildings. This way, newspaper can and will increase their liberty, as well as go ahead and issue the sensitivity training. And this way you can kind of be covered in the liberty side of things, which is the sensitivity training edict. Now, besides that, Cold War have proven to me over and over and over again that they really want the most is entertainment and liberty needs. So once you hit that, that's when you start focusing on entertainment and liberty needs. Okay, so now you've reached, let's say, modern times, the times that we're in right now. What would you need in modern times to make people happy? We've covered the religious needs, we've covered the health needs. Obviously, it goes without saying, add a police station in there in the Cold War. That also helps them move around the island without being scared. So what else do we need? What else? Let's take a look at the happiness. What else would they need? Well, crime safety. I hope you built enough police stations. Entertainment, I hope you took care of entertainment in the Cold War. Food, you've been working on that since the Colonial, World War, and Cold War. Healthcare, same. Liberty, same. And religion, same. What's left is job and housing. And this is where you go based on what you already have. Obviously, give them a diverse portfolio of housing. Don't just overbuild, but give them country houses, give them houses, tenement, apartment buildings, and modern apartments. And what I mean by increasing the happiness or increasing their housing quality, let's focus on the housing quality first, is if you don't have something around it, like tons of parks, where it increases the effectiveness, as you can see, this is where you start raising the budget for them. You don't have to raise a budget for everything, but if you see like an apartment in a certain area that's lower than another apartment, then you raise it. Prime example is here. This one I've raised the budget to 4 out of 5, okay? Well, if we look at maybe the apartments, let's just take a look here and here. So all of these apartments looks like I've raised them 4 out of 5 because these are low on quality or on housing quality. So this is where you need to go and actually spend money on the budgets. This is where your economy should be healthy enough where you can do that. Job quality, same thing, goes without saying. You go click on a job quality, you increase it if the job quality is indeed, like let's say the rule of thumb, if it's lower than 70, raise the quality to get it over 70, or if you can afford more, go ahead, do more. But that's generally what it is. Like this island right here, water treatment plants, I never really do much in them. Let's take a look at this. So 70 is pretty good. How else can you improve housing and work quality? Is by issuing stuff like this for your Wi-Fi, increases house quality and hotel efficiency. And this is for the retirement age, so a commuting program. So by also looking at the edicts, so this is where you start focusing on the budgets and raising them as much as your economy can. If you can raise it all the way up and make them happy and you're still making money, well, go for it. There's certain markets like this one, the supermarket, look at this, max. There are certain buildings that just go ahead and put the max budget, because without them, your island is going to be in trouble. Like clinics, like supermarkets, like Teamsters offices, raise the budget anyways, even if the quality is high as it is. Okay, so now you've covered all aspects. The last thing that I suggest and the last tip I have for you on how to increase overall happiness in Tropico 5 is to start building massive entertainment and housing projects. Entertainment projects give your citizens jobs, bring tourists from outside, attract them in, a whole bunch of stuff. So start building massive housing projects obviously only if your population needs it. Like this is why I built massive housing projects, because this island had about 190, and as you can see, these apartments are fairly new. These houses are fairly new. These are all all housing projects that I've done. And what I mean by entertainment projects, just have a little area where, you know, you have entertainment, like a club. This, you know, these are all entertainment buildings, and vice versa. This way you can keep your economy going. Entertainment gives you money, housing makes your people happy, they're not sleeping in the street, and this way you can have a steady economy and also happy citizens on your island. These have been the 5 tips on how to increase overall happiness in Tropico 5. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section below. Once again, these are the blueprints that I've been using for all of my islands, and if you watch my Tropico 5 sandbox gameplay, if you watch my Tropico 5 videos, I always have successful islands, and this is the blueprint that I always follow on how to increase happiness in Tropico 5. Not food happiness, not approval, but how to increase the overall happiness in Tropico 5. So if you have any questions, let me know in the comment section below. If you didn't like this video, please do hit the like button, and make sure you subscribe for more Tropico 5 videos and help me get to my goal of 500,000 subscribers before Tropico 6 comes out. My name is Yuritastic, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching, and I am out.